This is the first fight versus Scion no Uta. Saye, this is good. Chinese guild, they're top. This defense comp is so cancerous. It's the new cancer, honestly. Basar with I-90 gear, and honestly Lilius and RB with I-90 gear right now is like super difficult to deal with, honestly. There's so much RNG involved. This Basar was really fast. I think our teammates clocked him at about 280 plus speed, with enough to debuff my Crow, which is at 150 effect resistance. It's crazy. It's crazy. This entire guild war, I honestly could have gotten 3 draws, but I'll let you guys watch it and I'll commentate as it happens, so I don't spoil anything. At this point, I'm just considering what I want to do here. Artifact on Crow is Aureus. Artifact on Fmy is Adamant Shield. Yeah, that stun was not good. In retrospect, I should have swapped it around. It should have been Aureus on F Maya and Adamant Shield on the Crow. Since Crow would benefit from surviving, and of course F Maya has her own defense buff, so if she has Aureus and Crow has a death buff up, like it's actually better survivability that way. Here, honestly, I really thought I lost, so I was about to hit the yield button. I was pretty much moving my mouse to the yield button as I'm doing this, but yeah, this was pretty, like, I told the yggy guys, I'm like, I think I lost, but I would play it out. I'm glad I did, and like I said, I kind of spoiled it. I didn't get any draws, but they're all really close. Just watch this next part here that's coming. Yeah, this team, man, I gotta get myself an RB somehow. RB still does so much work. RB has been in the defense comp ever since his buff, in the guild war defense comp, and almost every meta that we've gone through, RB has been like the glue that holds teams together. So look at that, I can't even believe this as I'm commentating on this. 176 HP on that Crow. Again, that Aureus is not a good thing on him, to be honest. RB's splash damage is too much that it wouldn't have mattered if Fmy was on Aureus. Like, the damage would pretty much be the same, but Crow was necessary for this comp. Like, really, I got so lucky on that, I have to say. That provoke on Fmy was the way to go. And I got lucky on the duo attack, it wasn't RB, otherwise I'm pretty sure my Crow is dead. On that turn, my Akates didn't have invincibility either, so he would have taken too much damage. Yeah, so I think if I'm going to use this comp going forward, you know, the best RNG honestly is to flip the artifacts. Went with Akates over Momo on this one because you don't know how well the Basar is built. This was the stronghold. We faced other Basars in this kind of team comp with, like, you know, with the 220, 230 effect resist Momo still getting stunned. So I opted for the Akate's 50% miss chance with that Basar, but I got unlucky, as you guys saw. So really set back at the beginning here, but my gear carried it, and the RB, because it was so fast, it was actually a very fast RB. Because it was so fast, I think it lacked some crit rate. When Alexis didn't proc, I got lucky that he didn't crit sometimes. So I got fortunate there. Yeah, once that Basar was out, it was harder for them to CC. So yeah, it wasn't. To be honest, I shouldn't have provoked right there. That's actually really risky. But like I said, like, honestly, I should have put the Aureus on the F Maya. I ran that in the past. Aureus on F Maya, Adamant on Crow. It actually did end up being better. But before I went in, I asked a couple of the guildmates just as a sanity check. I'm like, should I put Aureus on Crow? And they're like, yeah. But yeah, and F Maya's buff really comes in handy here. Dev buff, getting that extra turn after kill. So it could prevent one here, a cleave, and give me 1 turn extra to set up, but it still really wouldn't have mattered, to be honest, but that RB was too fast. I think I get lucky. I don't think he crit. Yeah, that was pretty bad right there. He got a greater. I didn't have a... Oh, I had a death buff. Oh, he crit all of them. Never mind. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was another RB I'm thinking of. But anyways, that was very close. Again, I don't know why I'm still going for her there. I wasn't thinking like there was so much adrenaline. Honestly, I could have killed that RB. I should have went for that RB. Again, I was assessing the win condition. Yeah, I didn't crit there. That was actually really good. What's interesting actually for this one, I actually gave my Crow lower level Aureus because I was afraid of incoming damage, and I'm glad I did. I think I have a plus 27 Aureus. If it was a plus 30, he would have been dead when he hung on to that 176, because all the damage accumulated up to that clutch point would have pushed him beyond escape. Like he would have died for sure. So yeah, that was that one. That was the clutch one of this one. Every single person I fought, there's some really close fights. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. I mean, this is a really good what I call butt diamond moments. Butt diamond, because you clench your butt so hard that if you put sand in between, you create a diamond out of it. This one was okay. Out of the two, I mean, he put there was no immunity on that Charles. I tried to take advantage of this. No death break, and that Charles was very tanky. I only did about half of his HP there. But as I've showcased this comp kind of made Chloe comps really cool before with ML Angie, very low risk, especially if I bring a bruisery tank team like this one. Aureus on Roz and the A Robbie. Oh, this will come back to bite me in a bit. Actually, I should mention this here. My A Robbie's not on an immunity set. She's supposed to be. I actually have her on 5 pieces of counter gear because I messed up while I was swapping gear around. Like previous to this war. I just forgot to put immunity ring on. I put a counter ring with pretty much the same stats, so that's why I got mixed up. Because I saw the overall stats, it looked about the same as my previous build, so I put it on, and it screwed me up a bit. Not on this fight, but in another one to come. Yeah, my MLNG is pretty slow, decent effect resistance, and very tanky, so I wasn't really too worried about it.
Should we get started?
Yeah, be able to soul burn Roz's S2 is good too, but I didn't get any single death break. There was a resistance on this Chloe. Either he was lucky or high resist, I'm not quite sure, because my Roz has 80% effectiveness. I'm not quite sure, but she resisted it, I think, more times than I remember. Like, I couldn't strip her, I think. This is pretty cool too. Okay, so ML Angie is not an extinction, for those players that may have gotten confused. You can only not revive if she has the immortal up. Now, Mei Chloe at this point does have her cooldown back, I believe. She could revive. But ML Angie only has 1 turn where she doesn't have immortal. So now that I got it back, ML Chloe actually can't do the revive, even if she had it. I don't remember if she had it, but she can't. The AI can't trigger it at all. Like, she won't self-buffer because the AI thinks that she would only use it if there's a revive available.
I always keep my word.
Anyways, that's that fight there. Very close, but yeah. This is the second fight. Again, another butt diamond moment, especially for Team 1 here. Again, see, there's no immunity on the A Robbie, so that really set me back. Actually, at this point, I didn't even know. I only figured out I didn't have A Robbie on immunity was when Lilius pushed me back. Usually, my A Robbie's on immunity.
You're not bad at all.
But yeah, it was pushed back, so I was also susceptible to RB's blind, which was super bad for this fight because the whole point of bringing ML Angelica here is so that RB goes down quick. And to be honest, Roz has dual attack, ML Angie has own dual attack. It's easy to actually kill him with this team, with the team I brought, I mean, with very low risk. but because of the blind, because of the immunity, I was like, oh frick, I think I lost again. But I ended up getting lucky. You get to see this. Again, ML Angie, if you guys haven't watched my video on her featuring, she's fantastic, but she's not a soul weaver. My assessment on her is like she's so good, but you have to bring her in burst battles, which means the fight has to end quick. She can't sustain it. This is why I do bring a Robbie, just in case if things go really bad, I could revive at least. I wasn't expecting my Roz to die here, but he will. He will. Spoilers.
All right, let's do this.
Roz's S1 is really good. That D-spell comes in handy. Getting rid of that attack buff is really good, especially my ML Robbie. The counterattack on the ML Angie didn't really matter, but the problem is that Charles would have a deterrent to go into her right now, since she's to him elemental agnostic, and then Roz being the lowest HP and Charles doing that. Like I said, Charles crits fire, so don't trust the elemental advantage, especially going up against Charles. And I get unlucky, I didn't crit. So the A Robbie, I'm glad I have her on a Draco plate, and I built her really tanky. She could take on a lot by herself. I just had to get the counter. That 2-turn provoke was really bad as well. And I think that Charles is actually very weak in terms of damage. It looked like decent tankiness, 16,000 HP. I'm assuming at least 1,300, 1,400 defense there. He didn't look like a wet noodle in terms of tankiness. But counter, some of the yggy guys were watching this while I was hitting this. They were like, wow, that luck though, the counter luck. And I ended up joking saying that the 5 pieces of counter set I had on her was the reason I had like this 50% counter rate. But either way, I had one more turn on the revive. I was still gonna try to revive since this was my second fight. I wanted at least one of the two to be alive. SC Roz and ML Angie comes in handy, but I didn't get it because the Lilies was too fast. Regardless, still close, very close. It could have gone way worse, especially if that RB wasn't dead. Yeah, this one wasn't too hard. I was just trying to... I think I was typing here. That little delay was just me typing to the yggy guys, because they were watching it live, so... This Kayron, if I remember correctly, actually hits pretty hard. No, maybe not this one. Maybe it's another one. There was one Kayron that actually hits really hard, that hit my C armor quite hard. I was looking at this and I was saying that, is this beneficial? I'm getting all the turns for the invincibility, that is, but the thing was, I needed the immunity in case of a Death Break. Death Break and Kayron critting Ice is a possibility, even with the anti-crit buff. Anti-crit buff is only a 30% reduction in crit, so it's not super big. Yeah, so that ended up being the right move, although I'm still taking damage. That Kayron could have killed my SSB here. It didn't crit. It had a greater Lexus proc, and if you take a look at the damage there, if it had crit, she would have been dead. Generally a 2.5, like at least minimally 250% crit damage, but I'm pretty sure it's higher with I-90. So if he had crit my SSB, I would have been dead, and then I would have been over. I would never be able to do enough damage on the Ruel. But now my Scion was out, so there was no threat anymore in terms of the Kayron. It's a tricky thing sometimes running a Scion, and you have to really know when to bring her, because if she's still in invincibility but your DPS is left out, then regardless of elemental disadvantage, the AI will still go for the one that is outside of the invincibility. There was no threat here anymore. The Kayron does not have an attack buff, but even if he had an Alexis proc with the S1, it wouldn't be able to kill at this point. The S3 would hit harder because of the damage based on his HP. The Ruel was on a low resistance as well. My SSB only has about 50 or 60 effectiveness, but I was able to Death Break her. I think I even provoke her remember correctly. No, that one resisted. But I mean, yeah. Probably on like the verge of a decent effect resist through well. Maybe like 100, 120, I'm assuming at least. I mean, these guys are top players in a top guild, so I don't think so. Yeah, I landed both debuffs there, but I think yeah, she's resisting to my, yeah, so she probably has like about maybe 100 effect resistance. That's what I would kind of estimate, because my SSB has, like I said, yeah, about 50 or 60. Anyways, that's it for this one. On to the third fight. Alright, so this is the last fight. Again, very, very clutch. The top team, the Iggy guys are saying, just go Dizzy, just go Dizzy. And I'm like, nah, Dizzy's too long. Let's go with this. I'm like, you guys, we can win, right? Like, I'll take the int. You guys carry me. This team so far has been pretty good, but it's very, very RNG. Like, there's no... Like, I wouldn't recommend, if anybody wants to win against this comp, I wouldn't recommend the comp I'm using. Unless your ML Ken is super strong. Like, we're talking super strong. The Mei Chloe honestly could be substituted with something else. Like, I think if you run C Armin and your MLCan is really, really strong, or an Alina, it might be okay. But I kind of like the attack buff going into these fights. And this is why I go with Mei Chloe. So you're kind of sitting back and just taking it. The Bazaar is definitely needed, unless you go with Alina and you know that MLCC 1 goes first. And the second thing is that the MLCC goes before your Alina, so you can break the skill null with her S3. That's the only way I would run Alina. And because I didn't know, the Bazaar's unbuffable is really good. No one really gets a buff here. RB on his revive is the biggest threat, because on his revive, if he's on basket, of course, then he can get the attack buff. I was lucky, I just gambled this, honestly. It's very, very reckless. The Iggy guys are just like, oh, streamer luck. You guys get to see what happens here. The Bazaar S2 with the attack down and the blind was a big, big RNG risk as well, since even if they missed my ML Ken, it would still chip him down, and on the wrong HP threshold, Cigar Scythe won't proc. So it's very, very risky. Here, killing off that RB was like the biggest deal. And I'm glad that he didn't get a greater attack buff, and I still hit him in the blind. So he fully healed. You guys are like streamer luck. It is, that's content for you. That's premium primetime content. I remember like just laughing looking at this. Second team, easy. You know, I would have actually went with the MLNG comp again for this one. But they died, and honestly this one, C-Arm and SSBDN, still proves to be very good, especially against these kind of comps. Especially they got an SSB that could feed my SSB as well, so... Anyways, those fights are really clutch. I was really reckless, I have to say. Like, I'm not... if you guys are watching my Guild War videos in sequence, you know that I've trended somewhat differently. Like, the Iggy guys are strong enough. They don't need me to go full tryhard. So sometimes depends. I hardly use Dizzy Green Armin anymore. Although that's the safer option. So again, recommendation if you're like kind of a player, you want to push these like higher end and you want to secure the win. You want your guild to win. I just recommend just going safe. Yeah, Bruisery, debuff them to death. We're talking about the RB comps, like the heavy RB defense comps. Yeah. I need to get my MLCan a bit beefier in terms of tankiness. I realize that every single time that I have won versus those comps is just because the RB didn't proc greater attack. I don't even know, to be honest, could you make your MLCan tanky enough and powerful enough? I'm not quite sure. I'll have to figure it out, but... anyways. Yeah, I think it was this one. Yeah, that K-Ron hit pretty hard. That was not a greater attack buff either. Yeah, it was this one I was talking about before. Not a greater attack buff, and even though he had like no HP, he cut pretty hard. Here, I think I was just thinking, considering what I wanted to do. But getting rid of the attack buff was the choice I went with. Because my SSB would have been fed by this SSB. And then K-Ron would die for free.
Let's start with something light. Now, bring it on.
Yeah, fun guild war. I mean, the guild wars are so like mind-numbing now. I think you just have to use new heroes, but at the same time, still be good enough to win or get lucky, like me.
Shall we go back to the beach?
And then you'll have more fun. Anyways, this is Iggy versus Scion No Uta. Again, they're rank 6 at the moment. I think in this war we're rank 9. So that's it for this one. If you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server. Follow me on Twitter, subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.